Hey fellas, just wanted to go ahead and show my loop. As you can see, it's constructed, temporarily kind of put together, and it's on the frame that you can see here, the PVC frame. There's a little bit of sagging. I need to do some work, maybe with some rope to attach that, and maybe perhaps put some rope from here to here, and kind of like a diamond shape, and on up, kind of lash things up just a little more secure. And it's just temporarily set on the cross piece, with some cardboard in between there, just to kind of hold it up there. And of course the painter's tape that's on the outside to hold the wire on temporarily. I do have some additional work to do. There are the turns, and naturally they kind of want to space themselves out a little bit. So it's not perfect yet, but at least I have some wire on it, and at least I can go ahead and listen to the radio. In fact, that's what you see in front of you. You got the variable capacitor that's sitting on top of the ring that does the main loop tuning. And eventually I'd like to use a 4-gang silver plated ceramic capacitor, and it tends to preserve the balance of the loop. Right now the two hot ends of the coil actually come from below here and then go up through the styrofoam, and right now the two ends of the coil are the RF hot leads. It's in a Contra-Wound configuration series right now, so that helps a little bit. But anyway, I want to go with the 4-gang capacitor in a stator to stator configuration, and that will allow the ends of the coil to not float as high RF wise as they would otherwise. So there's the variable capacitor, and of course with the clip leads I have the RF connected from the main loop, so that performs the function of tuning the main loop to the frequency that I'd like to listen to. And so far this thing seems to be, it seems to catch quite a bit of signal, even though it's inside the house in a concrete structure. It seems to really pull in the signals, so that's a good sign. And the other day when I had it, the wires tightened pretty well, and close spaced anyway. It was about a 30 to 40 kilohertz bandwidth that this thing, the main loop, is re-radiating. And what I did basically is found a station in the evening, and then tuned my secondary detector portion, which you see here. I tuned that, and I could tune it back and forth, basically go down and back up, and then I could note the frequency that I was able to tune to, and that told me the range of frequencies that the main loop was radiating. And of course that tells me the re-radiated bandwidth of what the main loop was putting out, and that has to do with Q, among other things. And so that was very helpful, and so that was very encouraging results. Of course, now that the wire is not as tight and it's not as equally spaced, the Q of the main loop is not near as what it was. But one thing better, I do now have it up on the stand, and so that's brought it about 12 to 14 inches above the ground. So that helps. It has helped actually. Signal strength has gone up. And of course what you can see here is the detector portion that I mentioned on the radio board. There's the ALD FET that's down here, and I put some banana plug, gold-plated banana plug connectors there. That goes to a UTC transformer. It's 120K input, and output is 500 or 600, and there's multiple taps on that. So that goes, it matches well with the RCA sound-powered phones that you see here. Now I also, when I built these, I took the time to install something unique and that's basically, I took some tubing right here, you can see it come out of the earpiece, and I installed a very small speaker, and you can see that I have some wires going into in here, and they penetrate into that area. Well, underneath this rubber cap is actually a very small balanced armature speaker, and the sound travels right here. And of course there is the 1/8 inch plug. And so what I can do is take my spotter radio here and go ahead and plug that into my sound powered phones like that. And when I'm listening to a station on this and I don't know what frequency I'm on, what I can do is simply turn on this radio and scroll through the dial, and as soon as I hear the same audio in my headphones as I do out of this little speaker here, because that audio mixes in here, as soon as that audio is the same, I know that I am tuned with my spotter radio to the same frequency. And so that's just kind of a operator's aid to quickly locating what frequency that I may be tuning to. That's very helpful, just like the other day when I was doing the bandwidth tests as well. So that is it in a nutshell. It's good to have this thing operating, and so that I can listen to the radio waves and stations. And I made a few notes on a few stations that I've received, but nothing too serious in the way of DX. And because it's such a temporary lash up right now, I've got quite a bit of work to do as far as mounting and trying to find a couple components that I think will work really well. But so far this thing is performing pretty well. You know, all the locals are very easily receivable, and I'm looking forward to DX results, so I thought I'd go ahead and document this and show you the small amount of progress that I've made so far. Alright, we'll see you guys later.